Last time we arrived at our fantastic wild camp after a drive along some of Yorkshire's amazing little roads. We walked around some of the very interesting lead works before settling in for the night with a beautiful sky.
Welcome to the channel. We are Graham and Ellie. We are Wizard in the Wild.
This is my bedroom view. Pretty good, isn't it?
Wow, good morning from Surrender Bridge. And what a quiet night that was. The only thing you can probably hear now is the kettle on, of course, and the wind blowing. It was so peaceful, we didn't hear a soul. It was jolly chilly as well last night. We actually had hot water bottles and we had to use the heating for about half an hour during the evening. But can you see that? It's 14.5 degrees. And Jazz has got the right idea. Yep, you. Good morning. Oh, there we go. And these two sleeping beauties don't seem keen to go anywhere too quickly. I think we've all been catching up on a few Zeds. Morning, Graham. This is all we're going to get out of him till he's had a cup of tea. Oh, isn't that all just so cute? 3 sleeping beauties. So, would I come back here again? I abso-blooming-lutely would.
Wow, this looks interesting.
Yeah, it's really impressive, isn't it?
Oh my word.
Awesome.
Wow. What does it say? Bit of a job to read it. Old Gang Lead Smelting Mill. This scheduled ancient monument is being conserved. So what are all of these old ruins? They're basically the remains of the Old Gang Lead Smelt Mill Complex. The Smelt Mill Complex contains the remains of 2 surviving mills. One was built very early on in the 1700s and the other was built in 1846. These lead works actually turned out the final ore just about 1900. And what they used to do, they used to take galena, which is basic stones, and they would heat that up until it reached melting point, and then the lead would flow away from it. And the molten lead would then be collected into moulds to form blocks of pure lead metal. The furnaces were required to get to an incredible temperature to actually melt the lead from the rocks, and the furnaces were heated by burning peat, and they used to store that here on site. Up along the ridge at the top there were various peat stores, and they reckon they had enough peat stored to run the smelting mills for about a year. Galena is the most abundant lead mineral, and it's been mined for millennia, and it still remains today a major source of the lead metal. And before we hit the road, a beautiful back door shot.
Where are we off to now then?
We are going to the ford from All Creatures Great and Small. Evidently it was in the opening sequence.
Right.
And I think, if I remember rightly, either James Herriot or Farnan were driving across it in the old Black Rover.
Okay. And we're going to be driving over it, or through it, in the not so old CV40.
Yes.
If we can find it. And we've had a lot of dry weather as well, so it might be dried up.
Well, as it happens, it's less than a mile from where we wild camped last night.
Here it is.
I ain't gonna make much of a big splash there, are you?
No. Well, that might not have made a big splash, but I actually really enjoyed that. It's always fun going to places where they've made films or TV shows. We really, really enjoy it. So it was fun, and Merlin almost kept his feet dry.
Right, we've stopped for a pit stop at the old ford.
We have. And it's lovely here. And it's from All Creatures Great and Small. So we thought, wow, it's got to be done. So we'll just have a cuppa and a pasty. And
What is yours?
mine is a cheese and something. It's a vegan cheese and mushroom, I think. What's yours?
I don't know. It's a pasty, a Ginster's pasty.
A corn.
A corn pasty,
Corn
yeah.
pasty, yeah. Your nod to veganism
Yeah.
for the meal. Maya, look at her. Look at this. Look.
Maya. Right, our destination tonight is Hawes, so that's where we're staying. But before we get there, we're going to have a look at Hardraw Force, which is in fact England's largest single drop waterfall. And to get there, we've got to go over the famous Buttertubs Pass. On the way, we spotted this memorial that we're going to have a quick look at. I'd like to apologise, the wind was so strong up here, it was really buffeting the camera around. So a lot of this is going to be still shots. So this is the Millennium Cairn, and there's also a memorial bench here as well. There was also some strange tradition for leaving coins on top of the cairn. We're not sure why, but we left our 5p. Oh, this is all about the barns.
Yeah, every barn tells
called a Banty barn.
story.
The so-called Banty barn is very common in Yorkshire, and it's used for housing the cattle in the winter. And in this particular area, they're known as cow houses. Quite fitting, really.
That's beautiful. You feel like you're on top of the world, don't you?
Yeah, it's very good.
It's certainly a bit blowy, but that does look like fun.
Right, back onto the Buttertubs Pass, which was so named because of the limestone potholes along the way. Oh, blimey.
Wow.
This looks a bit narrow. I don't know what to do now. I actually don't think Merlin's going to fit through there. Well, you'll have to join us next week to see if we get in to see the waterfall. We really hope you're enjoying our lovely trip to the Yorkshire Dales. But what's coming up next?
Look at that, the power of that water and the colour.
Well, this is pretty stunning, isn't it? Well, we're very excited about the Outer Hebrides tour. You won't have too long to wait. When's it coming out, Al?
Thank you for joining us this week. If you've enjoyed our vlogs, please do consider liking, subscribing and giving us the thumbs up. Oh, and don't forget to comment, we love to hear what you think of our vlogs. And join us next time for some more adventures with Wizard in the Wild.